Hello Year 3 and welcome back to your final day of diary writing. So today is where we finish off Bill's diary entry of the adventures that he's been having today. And again, really well done to all of your uploads on Seesaw. We have had such a great time reading all of your diary entries and all the fantastic features that you have included. So let's finish off strong. But as always, I have your do now ready for you. So what I would like you to do is I have given you a small section of text there, but I have been very lazy and very sneaky and given you a lot of misspelling. So what I want you to do is to read through that and edit for any of the errors. I will read out what it should say before I give you some time to edit, and then I will go straight into the answers. So as always, when I have finished reading, press pause and then check back against what the answers were. So in the dead of night, he could hear the rustling of the leaves as the tree swayed in the howling wind. Ollie covered his eyes with the top of his blanket, hoping the noise would soon end. It made him think of creepy monsters lurking in the darkest shadows. He thought of the morning, when the sun would be shining brightly in the wonderful blue sky and there would be nothing to be afraid of. So that's what it should say. Read it yourself and edit for any errors. If you don't have the worksheet printed out in front of you, again, absolutely fine. You don't need anything printed out. You can just write the words that you think are wrong and then write the correction next to it on a piece of paper. That's absolutely fine. The punctuation is all okay, but as always, if you want to up-level it and add in some words of your own, you absolutely can. So press pause now and then press play when you are ready for me to go through the answers. Okay, so here are all the answers. I've edited it myself, so you can pause and check against what I have got. But again, I will read through and show you where I found the errors. In the dead, so dead needed an A of night, IGH in night. He could, OU lucky duck, remember that is our spelling rule. Here, so it needed an EAR. The rustling of the leaves, leaves was missing an A, as the trees swayed in the howling wind. Ollie covered his eyes with doesn't need that H, the top of his blanket, hoping, only needed one P, otherwise it read as hopping. The noise would, again, same rule as could, you needed OULD, soon end. It made him think, not think, so you needed the DH sound at the beginning, of creepy monsters. Oh, and also you didn't need the C in think as well. Of creepy monsters lurking in the darkest shadows. He thought, again, it's TH. That kind of thought, spelt with FORT, is like a castle with defences or something like that. Of the morning, when needed a H after the W, the sun would be shining brightly in the wonderful, so it's WO, not U, blue, swap the U and the E around, sky, and there would be nothing, so you needed a G on the end to be afraid of, and afraid needed an I, like a snail in the rain, and not a Y. So that's a good way of editing. Check back for those spelling errors, because sometimes words do not spell the way they sound. Okay, so today we are changing the final paragraph in our diary entry. So we are going to end Bill's exciting day. Well done to those children who really challenged themselves and changed Bill's adventures from what happened in the book. But if you kept to the book, again, absolutely fine. That shows that you really understood the text. So either way, we are really proud of your efforts. So remember, as long as you are Bill, and as long as it's the day where he has woken up as a girl and got into lots of mischief, that's what we are looking for, and those diary features. So, short video today because I'm just going to go through what I would like you to write in the last section and then I'm going to model for you. So this last section is the reflection on the day. So how do you feel about everything that has happened, or how does Bill feel? So there's only two sections, getting home and thoughts about tomorrow, but you can change that slightly. You don't have to write about your journey home. You can just write about your general thoughts. But if you are talking about your plans and thoughts for tomorrow, then you need to shift your tense. Remember, you are writing in the past tense for the diary. So when you are writing about the future, it is the future tense. So you are going to be writing things like I will. So I've written some of my thoughts. So I'm going to mention in my diary that it's been a disorientating day. Disorientating means you're really muddled and confused because you just don't know what's happened. So what a disorientating day, diary. And then I've written tomorrow I will, because that's what I need for my future tense. So I know already that's what I'm going to include in my writing. And my plan is to hide the Freely Pink dress, because my thinking is if I hide it, Bill can't wake up as a girl again, but who knows. So I am going to now switch my screen over, and hopefully I am a little bit quicker at this, and show you how I would write this. Okay, so hopefully you can see. It's going to zoom in. Yes, so I've got my 2 sections, getting home, and I'm going to remember to write a shift in tense, and then my thoughts about tomorrow. Now, like I said, you don't have to write about the journey home. You can just write this as one section if you like, but if you would like some more guidance, then I've given you that idea there. So I'm going to talk to my diary. Well, diary, because this kind of gives that finality to it. It kind of sounds like I'm going to finish. Well, diary, it certainly has been I think it's been the most disorientating, so a very long word there. Well, diary, it certainly has been the most disorientating day, and I think an exclamation mark would be good there to show my feeling that, oh, what a day it's been. Well, diary, it certainly has been. Yeah, I'm reckoning that is wrong. That's like bin that you throw something in. I think it should be E-E. The most disorientating day. I couldn't wait to get home. Couldn't wait, a snail in the rain, to get home and forget about it all. But owl shouted out it all, and it needs 2 L's. Well, diary, so always best to go back and read. Well, diary, it certainly has been the most disorientating day. I couldn't wait to get home and forget about it all. So now I can think about my plans and thoughts tomorrow. So I will be sure to hide that hideous dress tomorrow. Tomorrow only has 1 M, but it does have 2 R's. I will be sure to hide that hideous dress tomorrow. So there's no chance. There is contraction, so I've used an apostrophe there. So there's no chance it can happen. Oh, didn't dot my line. It can happen again. And then I'm going to have an exclamation mark there. So I'm going to read that back. I will be sure to hide that hideous dress tomorrow, so there's no chance it can happen. Oh, done wrong again, haven't I? I can hear you shouting at me there. Happen, silly Miss Charlie. 2 P's and an E. Happen again. I never capital letters. Now, some of you are copying that and doing capital letters when you really want to emphasize a point, which is fantastic. That's the size you should be going for. I don't want to see this, because lots of people are doing that, and that just looks very messy. I'm already upset that I've included that because it's made my work look slightly untidy. So I never want to go through a day like, see, I have to go on the next line now, that ever again. So see, smaller capital letters, but still got the emphasis. Again, what do you think will happen, diary? So I'm going to end on a rhetorical question. What do you think will happen? I know it's will happen now because I corrected myself over there. And I've asked a question, so I'm going to use my question mark. So let's read back that last bit I did and see if I've got everything I need. I never want to go all through. Knew that was wrong. I'm going to edit that. Through a day like, or I smile like that ever again. What do you? Oh, very easy mistakes to make. That's why it's really important to go back through your writing. What do you think will happen, diary? So have I got everything I need? So today I needed to make sure that I had a shift in tense. So again, I've got my trusty highlighter. Ooh, there it is. Let's see if I've got everything. Remember, when we are highlighting your big writes, we usually highlight anything that we think makes a great year for you writer. So it doesn't just have to be one thing. So again, chuck in everything that you know. Put a show don't tell in there. Put in some adverbs of manner. Get conjunctions there. Get that writing flowing. So I'm gonna pink that I edited because that shows good writing. The most disorientating day. There's an expanded noun phrase. I couldn't use a contraction there. Wait to get home, and oh, that is a conjunction. Well done. About it all. Good. I will be sure, or I will, because that is what tense here 3. Hopefully you said future. I will be sure to hide that hideous dress tomorrow. Oh, I've got another what here. I wonder if you can spot why I've highlighted that. So there's why have I highlighted that? No chance it can happen again. I never want to go through a day like that ever again. What do you think will happen, diary? And I've correctly used a question mark there. So definitely have used a shift in tense because I wrote I will, and that showed my plan for tomorrow. But that is the ending of my diary, and that is the ending, well, not ending, but that is us saying goodbye to Bill. You probably are still doing it for guided reading today, and you will also be finishing off the story with your teachers in your briefings. And also obviously going to be meeting Anne Fine on Monday, so we can maybe tell her that you guys have been doing some fantastic diary writing based on her book. So well done again for all of your efforts. Cannot wait to see what you guys come up with and to read all of your strong finishes with your diary entries. Good luck.